So I'm really excited to tell you about this segment. We're going to teach you how to applique with QBOT. So the supplies you're going to need fabric. It's easy if you make a template. And I'm going to use golden threads paper just so you can visually see where the applique is going to lie. I also have a high-loft batting. And over here on the side, I have 2 hearts that are ready to go with spray adhesive. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our template and we're going to lay it where we would like to do our applique. We're going to slide QBOT over here to the bottom left-hand corner of the template and the design. We've selected the heart. We'll go to start and we're going to bypass all the questions to keep QBOT and the design at 100% in size. So start, we press go, 2-point scaling, we press go, right upper go, and left lower go. The next question is keep proportional, and this is a 6-inch heart, so we'd like to keep it proportional, yes. Scaled the design, and it says go equals move to start, so we're going to remove our template at this time and press the go button. Once it gets to where it's going, we're going to lay the golden thread paper down so you can visually see where we're going to applique the heart. Don't forget to pull your bobbin thread up to the top. It's always a good practice. And press your go button. Now you can slow your QBOT down if you need to for applique. It's a really good idea. The VL on QBOT is the velocity, so I've turned it down to 60% of the speed. That way I can kind of watch my golden thread paper. If it gets a little hiccup or dimple in the paper, don't worry about that. It's just a visual for you to see where we're going to applique the heart. Okay, it made it to the bottom. We'll slide the machine away. We'll clip the top thread. We're going to pick up the bobbin thread in just a little bit, but now you can visually see where the applique is going to lie. Golden threads paper allows us just to tear it away, and it gives us where the applique will go. Okay? Once we know where the applique is going to go, we're going to take our heart. So I'm going to move this piece of paper out also. We're going to take our heart with the adhesive and lay it right over top of the original heart. Now you could reduce that original heart if you were afraid of seeing your seam at all to maybe 90%, or you could use an invisible or a water-soluble thread on top. So we've just laid our applique down over where our first stitching line is, and we're at overlay. And in overlay, we're going to select a lower percent. So we're going to take it down and stitch it out at 70% of the original heart. It's going to move to start. Once it moves there, we'll pick up our bobbin thread. Depending on your design, you could fine-tune, so we could fine-tune down a little bit, up or down if we needed to. Press go to begin. Clip the threads out of our way and begin our applique. So you can reduce at different sizes depending on what you're doing. You could trim out this excess, or you could do a echo quilt out. So you have a lot of options with applique. Pull our bobbin thread up to the top. Clip. Now there's our first applique. Very cute little heart. Again, you could echo inside of that or outside. Now the next one we're going to do with the Trapunto. We have a high-loft batting. You could use a water-soluble stabilizer, but I have some golden threads paper, so I'm going to use the golden threads paper. And we're going to stitch out our design at a little bit reduced size. So we're going to exit out on QBOT. We're going to do our 100% in size again. So we'll just bypass all the questions on QBOT, proportional yes. Scaled it to 100%. It's going to move it to the start position. Okay, we'll stitch out that original one at 100%. Let's pull up our bobbin thread. Now what we're going to end up doing here to do Trapunto is we're going to stitch out the batting at, let's say, 50 or 60 or 70%, much smaller than the heart, and that'll raise the center of that heart up. So once this is done, we'll put our batting down and the golden threads paper over top. The golden threads paper or your water-soluble stabilizer will keep your foot from embedding or getting stuck in your high-loft batting. We're going to make our top thread a little longer, so we'll move it out of the way. We'll slide this underneath the foot and the foot over top of the batting. And with a high-loft batting, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get your foot up on the batting. So there we go. Move the machine and the batting back. Okay, I'm going to clip this thread. Now with this exercise, we're at overlay again. We're going to reduce that size, and I'm going to reduce it down to 70%. Okay, 70%, go equals move to start. So it's going to move to our start position. We'll pull up our bobbin thread. And stitch. Now I'm going to slow QBOT way down. It's slowed down to 20%. That way I can keep the golden threads paper from ruffling or getting a little crease in it. Even though it's just holding the batting down, we kind of want to keep it smooth. %20 might be too slow for you. You could probably go up to 30 or 40%. Okay. Let's move the machine out of the way and clip our top thread. We'll do our bobbin thread in just a moment. We can pull the golden threads paper out of the way. Now if you have applique scissors, they're much easier to do applique cutting with applique scissors, but I can take the batting and fold it. An applique scissor has a duck bill, and it will allow you to lie it on the fabric without worrying about if you were cutting the underneath fabric. Okay, there. Get at the end of the heart, that little bit. Move away our golden threads paper or your water-soluble stabilizer, whichever you used. Now I have a couple hearts here that have been sprayed with the spray adhesive. Be sure to line it up with your original line. Again, if it's a water-soluble thread, you're not going to see it if you're a little off, or if it's a clear thread. We'll go back to here. Now, we did 70% for the interior heart with the batting. We'll do overlay, and let's just take it up 5%. You could take it up to different things. You'll probably want to do a test to see what looks best with the design that you're doing. Go equals move to start, so we'll let QBOT move to start, and we're going to pull that bobbin thread back up again. It's at best practice. You need to remember to do that. And press go. Now with the spray adhesive, it holds it down pretty good, but I'm still going to reduce that speed on QBOT to make sure that if I need to assist keeping it laying flat, I can. Let's pull our bobbin thread up. Now the next trick is do an overlay and reduce your percent to say 30 or 40 or 50%. and have a smaller heart inside of that in your Trapunto. What a cute little sweetheart effect you'll get with that. And press go. What fun you could have with Trapunto. Now another little tip is this could be a reverse applique in the center, and we could cut the center out and your under fabric would show through. So you have a lot of options with applique and QBOT.